Welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful week. The weekend is approaching, and with it, the holidays, if you celebrate it. If so, happy holidays. So I didn't have time to do a Let's Play this week because of the holidays. It was just absolutely crazy with work and stuff. And I couldn't put together a highlight video that I would be happy with because I wouldn't have time to edit it right now. Even my baby edits require some time. So can you imagine how long it takes people who actually can edit? Speaking of which, that's why we're doing a reaction video. Da-da-da-da. I decided to take a recommendation from one of you and do a review by SsethTzeentach. Did I say their name right? I didn't Google it. I thought I could Google and know how to pronounce it correctly. Or I can look like an idiot and just try to do it live. So yeah, SsethTzeentach or SsethTzeentach. I want to treat the TZ like a TS, like in Thou or something, but I don't know. So we're just going to call him Seth. So hi, Seth. Sorry if I completely mispronounced your name like a big dum-dum, but we can just go on a first partial name basis, right? I'll call you Seth, and you can call me Seelie, or just Fox, or Scotty, or random VTuber number 555. Anyways, so we're gonna watch this one. This is the Deus Ex review. Stop Globalist Tase Children. Hello, FBI. Yeah, no, I was just reading from the script. I don't want to tase children. It was just there and I had to read it against my will. Anyways, I'm excited. I never played Deus Ex. I know about, I think it's the latest one, Deus Ex. Oh, I don't remember. The latest one. The one with I never asked for it. Yeah. Perfect. See, this is when I do these. There's not much editing. We're just gonna stay true to it. Is it like Deus Ex Mankind? No, Deus Ex Human Revolution. Oh, I got it. I got that one. I have played that one, and I was a terror because I don't believe in stealth. I believe in punching through walls or jumping from above to strike fear in the heart of my enemies right before I murder them with the typhoon. Regardless. Excited to watch this and maybe become educated on Deus Ex because I have no idea about it whatsoever. So let's watch.
Hey people, Seth here. Today, I will be covering an older game that, at the time, was considered the best conspiracy simulator on the market, Deus Ex. Looking back now, it was a scarily accurate prediction of a future. Despite being made a full year before the 9/11 attacks, Deus Ex depicted our world in 30 years as an authoritarian dystopia. In other words, they were 30 years off. In this bleak future, there's only the super wealthy and the super fucking poor. The only food available is candy bars and soybeans. The only safe drinking water is orange soda, and 10 packs of cigarettes are now strong enough to kill you instantly. For this reason, secondhand smoking is now the preferred method of postnatal abortion. Or, if you care about the environment and want a more eco-friendly solution, you could also try jabbing your ungrateful spawn with a cattle prod, then put them up for adoption in the ocean. Deus Ex is an amazing game, and I'm glad people pushed me to replay it. You appreciate it more in your man-child years. Anyway, plot. You play as JC Denton. The JC stands for
Jesus Christ, Denton.
You're one of two nano...
JC Denton reminds me of like a boy band name. Like that's not the leader of the boy band. That's like the second. You know how every boy band sort of like the leader, and then there's a few that say, yeah, that's like the second one who's not quite good enough to be the leader, but it has a really cool name. Jesus Christ Denton, beautiful, perfect.
Augmented brothers, trained from a young age to be elite agents of UNATCO, the United Nations Anti-Terror Coalition, which was founded after terrorists bombed the Statue of Liberty. And as expected, everybody thinks it was an inside job to justify increased surveillance and create a supranational entity that could operate outside and above the jurisdiction of individual countries. This is nonsense. The true purpose of UNATCO is to protect you and all free citizens of the world world from terror. A war on terror, if you will. Your job is to investigate, arrest, and kill terrorists across the world, but not talk to them, because that's how they get you. They get in your head. They start making you ask funny questions, and before you know it, bang! You're a liberal. If you shoot on sight and follow orders without question, you'll go far in UNATCO. Also, the world is suffering an outbreak of infectious disease called the Grey Death, and the only cure for it is a vaccine called ambrosia. Well, it's not really a vaccine. A vaccine would treat you, not temporarily halt progression for 48 hours. Did I mention there's not enough vaccine to go around? But just enough to make sure the most important members of our society get it, namely bureaucrats, politicians, and any person with wealth and influence. That's quite a coincidence, isn't it? But don't think on it too much. That's for philosophers. Don't be one of those Greek homos.
Only the wealthy
Problem is,
deserve the
these
ambrosia.
terrorist groups keep stealing shipments of ambrosia. And Lord forbid, if ambrosia gets into the hands of the poor, I'm gonna have a stroke. It's not a pretty world, JC, but we all gotta make sacrifices. Some more than others. A lot more than others. Anyway, I won't spoil too much of a story for you, but let's just say that in Deus Ex, the ruling elite control all of the banking, communications, and biotech industries. They were all in a happy agreement. Exploit and steal from everybody else. It was harmony. It was peace. Then, one of them said, "We have an incurable virus. Why the fuck do we need the rest of you?" And now, they are no longer in a happy agreement. Every secret society, the Illuminati, the Bilderbergs, the Rothschilds, the Bogdanovs, Wu-Tang Clan, they're all in complete turmoil. And it's all a grand conspiracy for control of the modern world, for enacting a new world order. Unfortunately, you're caught up in the middle of all this, and like it or not, your choices and actions will shape the world.
Don't think I won't report this.
For better or worse.
By the way, Denton, stay out of the ladies' restroom. That kind of activity embarrasses the agency more than it does you.
I would go into that ladies'
It's
restroom
very
like
good.
10 more
There's
times.
a fuck ton of controls, but they're very good controls. In case you have lost your keyboard since the last video, I recommend getting a new one. The UI records absolutely everything. It's fantastic. You can even add your own notes. Skills are self-explanatory, and as intelligent gamers, you will receive no explanation. Throughout the game, you get assigned to missions from UNATCO, but each location is pretty open, forcing you to investigate and fulfill side objectives in order to progress the main story. You get rewarded for exploration constantly, so there's no reason not to do it. Strangely, the NPCs of Deus Ex have a habit of dropping iPads everywhere containing their banking details and not changing their recovery passwords. Throughout my playthrough, I have encountered not a single person who gives a shit about their financial well-being, leading me to believe that NPCs in this game are actually quite realistic depictions of people living in the first world. Let's talk about setting. Most of your missions send you out to cities. Then you head back to the UNATCO base on Liberty Island. It's actually really nice to visit UNATCO headquarters in between missions. This is pretty much your home. You can talk with your boys, break into closets, hack everyone's computer, and get sexual harassment charges from HR.
I've already reported you once.
UNATCO. We only recruit the best of the best to keep you safe.
Report me more.
As Denton, you can use different tools to meet your objectives, depending on whether you want a loud or stealthy entrance, a trigger-happy or non-lethal solution. At the start of the game, you can even choose a starting weapon. Of course, the only correct option is the Get Gun for silent takedowns. You can equip yourself with whatever you can get your hands on. Some examples are cattle prods, pepper sprays, and Chinese nanoblades that refold themselves 1,000 times each second just to flex on the Japanese. You get most of your weaponry by stealing shit from other people. You are a bionic superhuman. They can't stop you. Sometimes you'll be forced to pay for certain items or services. This is rarely a problem, since you can get most of your credits by hacking ATM machines. Shooting in Deus Ex isn't so much about speed. It's about waiting in a corner for your aiming reticle to shrink small enough to actually hit your targets. Without training, this takes about a year. With training, this still takes about a year. For this reason, the stealthy approach is much more satisfying. You peek out behind corners, and then you shoot people with tranquilizer darts, and then you run away as they scream and pass out.
Either way, did you see what happened to the soldier we sent into the statue? He turned up unconscious.
No, sir. Friendly fire?
Not so friendly, I'm afraid.
Oh no.
I have opened an investigation.
Oh no.
Dismissed.
Just be careful, because
It's like his
sound
subtle way of
travels
being
in
like,
this
I
game,
don't
and if you
see
accidentally drop a soy packet on the ground, the seismic tremors it creates will set off every alarm on the level. For more lethal solutions, you could just use a gun, but what's the fun in that? As a nano-augmented god,
I
you
would
can
just use-
crush
I
people
would just
by
use a
the sheer
flamethrower.
weight of your thighs.
You can crush
JC
people?
Thick Denton fills his victims with terror
I stand
in their
corrected.
last breathing
I don't
moments.
need a
There's
flamethrower.
plenty of
Give me
other
them fake
augmentations you
thighs.
can install, which take up mutually exclusive slots on the body. No matter what you pick, they're all pretty useful, and upgrading them only makes their powers more ridiculous. Throughout the story, you go to a variety of locations and speak to a huge number of people. Even unimportant side characters
tired
usually have
everybody
several
looks.
lines each, and the dialogue itself is fantastic.
I heard that he was a frequent visitor to this compound. Do you know him?
The luminous path is closed to Guilos.
JC's perpetual autism
Oh,
also
God.
adds to the mood of the game. He's so deadpan and emotionless that he turns serious conversation into unintentional black comedy.
Oh my god, Daddy!
What a
Oh
shame.
my god,
He
Dad.
can't really be. There must
I'll
be
be your
something we
daddy
can
now.
do.
He was a good man. What a rotten way to die.
As the story develops and UNATCO gradually gets infiltrated by clandestine organizations, you can
that?
uncover a lot more about the plot by
Right.
being inquisitive. There's a huge fuckton of lore spread throughout minor characters, computer terminals, newspapers, and books. As you learn more, you can
Books?
start putting the
I don't have
pieces
time to
together,
read.
find out who's pulling the strings, and practice your Latin. Also, this game predicted nuclear war between India and Pakistan. They're only 1 year away from becoming a superpower.
Speaking of practicing your Latin, I just want you to know that I have extremely mature humor. Incredibly mature humor, actually. Because Deus Ex, I don't know how this came about, but for some reason, someone was talking about Deus Ex, and I thought they said Days of Sex. And now that's all I can ever hear. When anybody says Deus Ex, I think Days of Sex. They sound pretty much exactly the same. So I'm pretty sure it's Latin. You might think it means something else in Latin, but really, you know, like the hidden meaning, I'm pretty sure is Days of Sex. Yeah. And just a fun fact. So if I giggle sometimes, it's because I have incredibly mature humor. 100%.
Lord help us all. Real talk, searching carefully and reading everything pays off big. It can even let you completely bypass some of the hardest fights in the game. By modern standards, Deus Ex has the graphical fidelity of blurry vintage pornography, but it is completely functional. However, if it's still an eyesore for you, you can try GMDX or the Deus Ex revision mod. They both make it very pretty. The sound design is great. Everything sounds clear and crisp, which makes the world feel genuine and authentic.
Are you sure you pressed the right button?
I do not make mistakes of that kind.
Your hand might have slipped.
Are they talking about the
No,
vending
I
machine?
wanted orange. It gave me lemon lime.
The machine would not make a mistake.
It's the maintenance man. He knows I like orange.
So you think the staff has some kind of plot?
Yes, they do that on purpose.
Yeah, this is what
The music
this is
tracks
what
are
the
nice
game's all
too. I
about.
sometimes keep the UNATCO conversation theme
dare
playing
they.
when I'm calling with the
Orange is
shareholders.
the superior
Want
flavor.
big giant cocks.
Deus Ex is wonderful, and it doesn't take too long to finish. It may
The
very well be the
reflection.
definition of a perfect game. I give it an excellent out of however many children I tased during my playthrough.
My dad says you can't get anywhere if you can't keep a secret.
Oh god, that's an
So
annoying
please,
noise. Yeah, taste
give it
the
a
shit
shot.
out of that.
It's very cheap, and it still goes on sale from time to time. It's not for everyone, and by that I mean, if you are an illiterate, subhuman troglodyte, and you've somehow managed to evade the special needs wrangler long enough to watch this video, well, firstly, that's actually very impressive, good
Thank
job,
you,
but
thank
you
you.
might not enjoy this game as much. But if you are capable of having an attention span, you'll find a plot that captivates
rough
you from
demands,
start to
Steph.
finish, with moral and ethical questions
careful.
raised that leave you
I don't
in
know
a
if I can
slightly
live up to your
higher state of being.
expectations.
Of course, Deus Ex takes a very extreme view of the future, but you must remember that with each day we do not question or challenge our leaders, extreme becomes absurd, absurd becomes implausible, and implausible becomes reality.
What is it, mister?
so many
I'm really
things on the
hungry.
ground?
You don't look that bad. Tell me what you know about the NSF.
I knew it. Someday the NSF is going to win, and I'm gonna give them your description with your stupid shades.
What is
and
with
they're
your
gonna kick your ass.
As always, more videos to come, so stay tuned. It will
like
also be
someone,
much more upbeat. Don't worry. A warm thanks to the many members of a Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
We're gonna live through this whole song, by the way. You have to appreciate this. We have to review the movie in its entirety, which means dancing and looking at all the names that go by. Let's call it. I saw Matthew, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Patrick. I'm pretty sure was there. Thank you, Ryan and Samuel, and I think Sophie. Thank you, Tobias. Thank you, William.
How are the drinks here?
Great, if you like red peas.
Never tried it.
Oh, that was perfect. Okay, that was great. Okay, that was really fun. Thank you guys for the recommendation. I enjoyed that. Sorry about the comment at the end. The kid's face was really like, I don't know. I don't like kids in video games. I think it's because the voices for the kids always sound really annoying, and I don't even like listening to like holiday music where children are singing because I find it grating. I don't hate children. I just don't like the portrayals of children, which I assume probably are accurate. So maybe I don't like, you know, let's just move on. We don't need to talk about that. That was a really fun video. That actually makes me sort of want to play Deus Ex now. Thank you, Seth. Thank you for educating me. I never knew that your video 4 years into the future would lead me to enlightenment towards the supreme wonderful I like the reflections. I'm assuming that was the mod he was talking about. Always have some nice mods. That's the best way to play a lot of games. Like Stardew Valley. I love Stardew Valley, but I found some good mods for it, so I love it even more now. Anyways, you can look at my recommended feed here because of my chaos, which is aka watching random shit on my streams with chat and destroying the YouTube algorithm. It recommends me so much crap now. Anyways, thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I am taking a week off between Christmas and New Year's, but when we get into 2023, I'm gonna be working hard to hopefully get at least a video or two up every week on YouTube because I really want to push some stuff here. FBI, hello. No, I was talking about Pop-Tarts. I just wanted to give chat Pop-Tarts. But yeah, I really like making these little videos, even if I'm not the greatest at them, but I will learn, okay? I'm gonna learn. Sometimes my smooth brain lets things stick to it and I learn. It's wonderful. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you around, okay? Bye-bye. I got a fish on me, there's a fish on you. A fish in the stream and a fish go boo. Fishy slap my face, fishy lick my knee. Fishy on the brain and fishy hide from me.